think about, look, I made hundreds of millions of dollars high. No.
And we've got our opener for the show.
Yes. Hey there. Welcome.
Whoa there.
Welcome.
Whoa there.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. All right, boys. Who's got some good house gossip? I have something good.
What do we got?
Are we rolling? Yeah. All right, this is perfect. I did a bad thing, boys.
What'd you do?
Shake my hand before you even say it. Spencer, shake my hand. Nah, don't do it. Stay there. You're too far away.
Here's what happened, bro. I'm just gonna put it bluntly because there's no way to like work around the reality of the situation.
Yep.
And that is I made a TikTok in exchange for a blowjob.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not even I could argue this. I'm not mad. And normally, you know how mad I'd be about him making a TikTok, but in the name of love?
Yeah. In the name of BJ?
Hey, welcome back to
of
Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Streamies there. What about them, Dylan?
They're streaming.
They're streaming. We got nominated for the #1 podcast in the world to prove to the world. But I told my camp today, I sat my camp down because Spencer's like, yo, Dylan, our producer. He's like, yo, Dylan, what are the chances we actually win? Dylan's like, pretty fucking high, to be honest with you.
High.
And I stopped them and I said, guys, if you're a part of this team, you know damn well all we do is lose. So be ready to take another fat
Speak
L,
for
boys.
yourself,
Yeah, speak for
champ.
yourself, bro.
Facts. Speak for yourself, bro. Have you seen the night shift lately?
Can I dive into this story a little bit?
Yeah, what do we got?
I
Yeah,
feel-
what
all right.
happened?
All right, so there's this girl, and she's basically said, like, bro, I'm a TikTok prostitute in many ways.
Yeah.
It was simple, dude. Like we've been talking about TikTok on here and how it's pretty much the future of my life and the world. And TikTok will lead or will have the emerging great leaders of the world on it.
Right.
And short form comedy is my thing. So I haven't been really dabbling, and this girl like pushed me. She's like, "Yo, like if you make a TikTok right now, like I'll suck your dick."
Wow. I can't tell if that's a good friend or like.
I'll tell you why. I posted it, and I got 200,000 followers overnight.
Wow.
Overnight.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's amazing what a BJ can do.
Are those numbers inflated, by the way? I was talking to somebody about it before. I'll watch a video and it'll be like, posted 2 minutes ago,
Yeah.
890 million views.
I
Like
looked
what?
this up.
Every person in the world is just waiting for the next TikTok video to drop?
Yeah. So I looked this up. Every time a video renders,
An angel gets its wings. Is that what's going on here?
a view is counted. So you can, if you're just scrolling through your feed and the video appears, I'm pretty sure that's a view.
That's what we call... I don't have a name for it. You think I can get this gum into that basket as opposed to sticking it under the desk?
I think you just keep on the current pace of what you've been doing.
Really?
Yeah, I would probably just stick it under the desk.
Yeah.
But yeah, does this make me a bad person? Because like I really am grateful for that friendship.
Yeah.
She pushed me
It's a
to
moral
do
dilemma.
great things I wouldn't do. And by the way, I think if y'all have seen me today, I've been running around making TikToks.
You've made 3 TikToks.
I'm a TikTok god at this point.
Is that 3 BJs or is that just
I
one?
don't
Yeah,
think-
she always
I don't think
sparked the whole
I think it was
trend.
Just, I think it was just a 1-for-1 thing.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, man. Just super blessed to
Be here.
be here.
I mean, it was her offer. Like, if it was your offer, that might be a little sus. Like, if
Also,
you're like, yo, I'll make
well,
a TikTok if you suck this dick. But like the fact that she offered it to you, like I'm here for it, bro. The one thing I'm not here for though is your TikToks. They're great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But to hear you making them and then you just like, I have this thing now where I want to like start to call you out on things that you do that irk me, bro.
Oh, okay.
One of them is when you sing this song that goes, "When I pop," and it's literally the only song you ever sing. That and Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is dope.
When I popped
That
off.
song. The other thing is when you go, "Fuck." I just want to, bro.
I do. Oh, really? That annoys you?
It annoys the shit out of me, dude.
I appreciate you saying this.
But I know, but I also
I
deal
really
with
do.
it just because you're my homie.
No,
bro. And if
no.
that makes fuck that.
No,
if that
fuck
makes you
that.
happy, bro, to make weird mouth sounds, bro, then fucking
It doesn't.
be
it doesn't,
about it, bro.
It doesn't make me happy. You know, I just do it. It's like a quirk. I don't fucking know.
It definitely is a quirk. It definitely is. But I'll be at the I'll be at the computer like editing at like 9 a.m. He'll come downstairs. I'm like, where do you find this? Like right when he wakes up, he's already going at it, dude. Fuck.
I respect it, dude. I respect it.
It's more of like I kind of want to do it, but I'm on the spot just to give them context of what you're talking about. Like I'll be like, oh fuck.
Where did this come from? Was this inspired by a real life event?
I think
Is
I'm
this
just
your
mainly just a moron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys, we got a sponsor.
Oh,
That's super cool.
There we go.
And it's Jay Black. Jay Black is back.
ooh,
Jay
nice
Black was
rhyme.
started out of the frustration of being unable to find any high quality, fashionable frames at affordable prices because any good quality pair of polarized sunglasses normally cost over $150. Jay Black is pushing at $49. And if you use $49, that is. And if you use the code Impulsive-10, you can get 10% off, $44. And they're doing a giveaway, 15 AirPod Pros. They're the all-new noise-canceling headphones from Apple. So everyone that orders a pair of sunglasses between December 7th to December 22nd will automatically get one entry per pair of sunglasses they purchase. Meaning if you buy 3 pairs, you get 3 entries. And also, I gotta say, you look great.
Oh, thank you.
This
You
would
do
be a great gift for anyone for the holidays. So go to jadeblack.co, use the code Impulsive-10. Get yourself 10% off your purchase and a chance to win one of 15 AirPod Pros. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh, shit.
And this episode in general is probably going to be a pretty out there episode. And for lack of better verbiage, a very blunt episode.
That's the second time you use
Yeah,
it. And
that
by
was
the
good.
way, kudos, brother. Kudos.
A girl texted me today.
Oh,
no, she
shit.
FaceTimed me first. It was a bit too early for me, so I didn't answer. Classic. Then I got the text. Hey, give me a call back when you get a sec. Now,
Oh, that's a little worrisome.
if you're a dude who knows anything about anything, this text means one of two things. One, she got some sort of STD, and she's calling you to find out if you gave it to her. 2, she's pregnant.
Baby,
father.
babies.
She's pregnant.
Yep.
You're fucked. Okay. So it's the morning, dude. I don't want to start off my day like this, but this is how it's going to be. So I give her a
Paul.
FaceTime back, and it was not what I expected. She prefaced it. She goes, hey, I just want to let you know this is going to be a bit petty. And I was like, STDs aren't petty, but continue.
Oh my
And she's like, hey, I do you have me muted on Instagram? Because remember we talked about that on the one podcast. And by the way, I've been muting hella folk.
yeah.
Hella folk.
Oh,
just
it's-
like just clearing out the noise. And I was like, no, like we're friends. I don't have you muted. Why do you ask? She's like, well, I just noticed you've been liking, a bunch of other girls' pictures and like not mine ever. And in my mind, I was like, wow, that is really fucking petty. She did say that,
is.
but also this is a bit too petty for me to pretty much
That's nuclear.
give any mental energy
Yeah.
for. You know what I'm saying?
I would have said it's because your content's been whack lately. Like step your game up, and then
Or
maybe
did you-
I'll like some of your
Did
shit.
you blame it on the algorithm?
Blame it on the
Just like,
alcohol?
it's the algorithm.
I said, I have this thing where if my friends do a sponsored post, I don't like it. I don't like the
Oh.
post, even if I enjoy the picture or the image or the video. And she goes, "That's not true. You just liked for the sake of keeping a name out of it." She goes, "You just like Jade Black's photo," and I was like, and that was sponsored, and I was like, oh. Well, there goes that logic. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'll start liking your photos. This is a weird phone call for me. I'm glad you don't have an STD, and I'm glad I don't have an STD. And you're not a mother.
When was the last time you talked to her? How much time had elapsed? Like, or met with her, been with her physically?
Bro, it's been too long to be having that kind of phone call.
Okay,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's been 2 weeks,
You
bro.
just gotta
Like
chill,
don't do this to me, bro. Because at this
Especially in the
point,
morning.
I'm a TikTok fucking G. All right, like who you talking to, bro? I make TikToks.
Girls be putting way too much energy into all this little petty stuff on Instagram, man.
I mean, it's the world. It's the world we live
That's
in.
the name of
now.
the game, Spender.
Did you see that tweet that was like, it was some girl, like she texts her friends before she says something. She says, "Are you in a position right now that you're comfortable hearing some news that could potentially hurt you?" That's what she texts her friends before she like imagine that's like the text you got this morning.
Yeah.
Horrible. Who wants to hear that shit? Just tell me, dude.
Yeah, just let it rip.
Just let it rip, bro. I'm ready.
Same. There's no reason you
ready.
can't text it. You know. The phone calls. They just make me nervous.
Same, bro.
They just make me. I'm not like even if I had a girlfriend, and when I had a girlfriend, she's like, "Yo, we need to talk on the phone." I'm like, "Ugh."
yeah, Angel doesn't do that. No,
Never?
no,
It's-
we don't have any of that.
She saves it for in person.
We're just blunt, you know what I'm saying?
Man, a lot of puns going on in this joint today.
Speaking of puns, if you like sex, you'll love BlueChew.com. BlueChew offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom because we'd all like to go a little longer and go some extra rounds. At BlueChew.com, you get your first chewables with the active ingredients. Here we go. Sildenafil and Tadalafil. The same active ingredients in Viagra and Cialis. It only takes a few minutes to connect with the BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. No in-person doctor visit. No awkward conversation. No waiting in line at a pharmacy. And ships directly to your door in a discreet package, which I actually have here.
We finally got some, huh?
Facts. They give you confidence in bed every time. You and your partner will love it. Chew it and do it. Great deal for you guys. Go to BlueChew.com. Get your first order free when you use the promo code Logan. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code. My name, Logan.
What a great product.
Yeah. So you've been using them, right?
Well, I mean, I like occasionally when I have like a big thing to represent. Like last night, I had a misfire, dude. A BlueChew misfire. I was trying to finesse this treyway, and I put myself
which in layman's terms is
it's a threesome, and I finessed myself into a corner, dude. I was like. Three-ways are like a really tough finesse sometimes. Like you got to like show love to this one, but a little bit of love to this one, but not too much love to this one.
It is an art.
It's an art.
You got to be nimble.
And by the way, like maybe I'm not the best painter at it, but I'm all right. I'm all right. But last night, dude, I was all fired up and I ended up in a pit of doom between these two. Like didn't work out for me, and I had two snoring biddies side by side, bro. And I was just in the middle sweating. They had the blankets pulled tight on me. I was choked to the fucking bed, blue chewed out, intercontinental ballistic missile poking through the fucking blanket, bro. Yeah. And it was a no-go. I woke up this morning, dude, like, damn. At least they woke up and they're like, yo, we want to leave. I was like, thank God, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's bring on our guest, guys.
Oh, fuck.
He's the CEO of Advanced Nutrients, the world's #1 supplier of the best nutrients to the cannabis industry. He's basically the weed kingpin, and he's joined by an expert business fixer and co-host of the Business Outlaws podcast, which is aimed to teach millennials the unfiltered truth about the mindset and tools needed to become a millionaire. Please welcome Chris Collins and Big Mike.
Wow. I see it in your eyes.
Now,
he's excited.
If you guys were listening,
oh my God,
we got two big mics on set right now.
Is there a couple big gentlemen?
Calm down.
Hey, other side.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Big Mike, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good
Glad to be here.
Good to see you. Yeah,
Big
Chris.
Mike, you say,
Impaulsive.
Yeah, welcome, boys.
Yeah.
I do have to preface this and let you know there is another Big Mike on set. I don't know if anyone told you
But it's
this.
Hey Big Mike.
He's Hey Big Mike.
Facts.
Right.
You're the real Big Mike.
Well, let's just say, okay, so I got the nickname when I was growing in the dark ages, like I like to call it, when I was 25 years old, which was 1985.
Let's go. That's the year I was born. Believe it or
Well,
not.
then I guess I'm the original.
Facts. Facts.
If age is a metric.
No argument
Okay, there we go.
And by the way, you deserve it more than me
That's a
because
fact.
you are a giant.
He's actually
human.
big.
How tall are you?
6'7".
Whoa! Good God.
Goodness.
240, 13% body fat.
Wow.
There we go.
That's actually amazing.
There we go.
Good for you.
Ain't nobody walking up to this
I don't work
man.
hard at it. Yeah, you have to work hard.
And Chris, what's good, man? The beard is exceptional. One of the best in the house. And we have a beard slinging pilgrim over there.
Yep. It's a phenomenal beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great beard.
It's taken a couple of years to grow.
I feel you.
How long?
It took over a year for it really to come in.
Yeah.
You know, because they start off a little blotchy when you commit.
Yeah, I
And
can,
then there's
I
that
can, I
weird
can relate,
spot
dude.
in the beginning where it
Yeah.
gets dandruffy and you want to shit. That's where most people quit, is like 3 months in.
But you can't quit.
Not now. Now it's kind of my look.
The stash is my favorite part. by the
Your
way.
stash is thick, man. Do you even have a mouth to me? I'm going to be... oh, I see it now.
There it
It's
is.
there.
You ever
cool.
thought about playing a Kris Kringle at the local shopping mall? You'd crush it, bro. You got the perfect beard for it.
So, Big Mike, man,
Yes.
I'm just going to ask you a pretty general question to start off with. What has made you the titan in the industry? Like, what do you provide?
I'm the guy who does the fertilizer. And so it doesn't matter if we're talking black market or we're talking the legal market. There's still a quantity of cannabis that has to be grown, and I'm the guy. They all need fertilizer, so I'm in a great position. And I've been doing it for 20 years.
Why did you...
Growing for 36, though.
Okay. So why did you've been growing marijuana for 36 years?
Yeah.
And then you started making fertilizer because you saw there was a market for it.
Because there was crappy fertilizer in the marketplace, and I had a background, and I knew I could make better products than I did.
Got it.
Yeah.
with fertilizer? Are
It's not just fertilizer. We optimize every single stage of cannabis's plant development.
Are you a botanist though? Like,
No, I just
how'd
studied.
you know this?
Luckily, I'm a pretty smart fella, and I went into the university reference library and just to study my ass off.
Got it.
And then I found who the best researchers are in the world, and I joined their organization. I'm like the only non-PhD in that organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing an ad read starting now. It's an exciting time for sports, but none more exciting than the NFL. Sophomore sensation Lamar Jackson is redefining what it means to be a dual threat QB. Odds on Jackson to win the MVP race were 50-1. We're at 50-1 to begin the season. I'm going to start over. Fuck. Actually, you know what?
I think it's funny when you
Fuck that. Keep riding it out, man. You got this.
They were at 50-1 to begin the season and have plummeted since, making MyBookie's prop selection more attractive than ever. Then next week, we have one of the most stacked UFC cards in a long time.
Oof.
3 championship fights on the 14th, all highly anticipated, right in the betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Without a doubt, people are going to be looking to get in on the action, and we have the best place for you to go, MyBookie. You guys know it. You've heard of it. They have more lines and better odds for the player than any other sports book around. If you join right now, MyBookie will match your deposit halfway, all the way up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you get an extra $1,000 in free money to play with. All you have to do is use our promo code Logan to activate the offer. Once again, that's promo code Logan to get your extra cash from MyBookie. Bet, win, get paid.
I kind of want to.
That was good, bro. That's smooth.
You crushed it. Also, if you're watching this and you don't want to use Logan, use promo code Mike Malak instead.
Do you really have a promo code?
Yeah,
That's fucked up of you.
I know, but I mean, you guys choose which one you want to use.
I think mine's more powerful.
You can just bleep it.
Bet, win, get paid. MyBookie.
Yeah.
So you do it all: cloning powder, nitrogen rich.
I've done it all. Like every aspect of the business. I've been a seed breeder. I've been equipment manufacturer, distributor. I've owned not dispensaries but hydroponic stores, and then I make fertilizer as well.
Are you high at this moment in
No,
time?
absolutely not. But we're gonna get high.
Okay. All right. Fire.
You don't mind if I blaze up now, do you?
I absolutely don't mind.
All
Yeah,
right.
if you want to.
I like the creative kingdom.
There we go.
Okay.
I think we.
Why don't you
Hey,
toss a few of those over
big
this
Mike,
way?
what are you in the mood for? I don't sell strains, I sell outcomes. So what kind of mood are you in? You in a creativity mood?
Wow.
Tell him, Mike. Tell him about the perfect day, because
Well,
what he's created here is the
all right.
perfect day.
Okay.
Tell him about the perfect
This
day.
is the perfect day. So I got 7 outcomes. So in the morning you start, morning motivator, mostly sativa. By the way, 4 to 6 strains go into every single one of these, and we're very specific cannabinoid and terpenoid profiles. And so when you put 4 to 6 together, you get this massive cannabinoid and terpenoid profile that allows us to get these outcomes. So we start with morning motivator. Better than a cup of coffee.
So that's a sativa.
and
That's a sativa heavy, right?
Right, sativa heavy. Then this is Creative Kingdom, which is another sativa, but
Yep.
very light. So if you're a graphic artist or someone like this or copywriter, this is what you'd want to use. And then at the end of the day, instead of having a beer, mellow me. And then to get to sleep, we got dank dreams. And then we have sensual sensations. Now, guys,
That's
this is made
Logan's.
for the guys to give to the girls because it arouses the women.
Amazing.
Okay.
I needed some of that last
All right.
night, Big Mike.
So
to be honest with you.
it sounds like it would have helped you out quite a bit. And then if you had a really good night, you'd go to Pain Tamer, which would take away your pain.
Fantastic.
there we
I
go.
love your branding, dude. I love the idea of
Thank
this
you.
like stage-driven process. I love the look, the feel, the colors.
So you've been growing for a long time.
Yeah.
Way when it was illegal.
Like the dark ages, yes.
Is that? Oh, that's
what
okay.
I could, yeah.
Okay. And
Or the black market, whatever.
how old were you when you started?
23. I'm 59 now.
Did it scare you that you could get in massive amounts of trouble for that?
Oh, hell yeah. I used to have nightmares. Two to three times a week, I'd have nightmares about the cops chasing me. Now, ironically, sometimes they would catch me and handcuff me, but I'd still always get away.
And then
It became so commonplace they were no longer nightmares. I just accept them as dreams.
What was your biggest op?
Yep.
Like, what were your op sizes back then? And what was the biggest op you ever
The biggest
had?
op during when it was the dark ages, I had 500 lighter, a couple 300 lighters going.
Nice.
So when the guys started here and they wanted to, make these big grows, and these guys, we're doing 100 lights. No, you don't want to do that. Let me explain to you how you want to break this down. So, but they figured it out.
So like 500,000 watt lights or something like that. How many
Yeah.
plants would that be?
Run by a generator. I typically at that time was growing a 9 per light. So
What's that? 5,400 plants or 4,500 plants?
Had generators and everything. Yeah.
How did you not get busted?
I had good counter surveillance, like real good counter surveillance.
I'm reading here. It said you lived under multiple identities
Yeah,
to
I did.
protect yourself
Yeah.
and ensure your continued success.
Yeah.
You changed your identity multiple times.
Oh yeah. About at least a dozen times.
Were you like Big Mike and like Medium Mike?
No, I was Mike Werbach, Michael Remington, Michael Paulson, and then but then when I made a big move up to Canada, I used the name Tom Newman. And in fact, if you watch Weeds, I was the technical advisor on that show. And one of the shows,
Great show.
They said, where are you guys moving to? And they said Canada, and they go, okay, here's your name. You're T. Newman, and they handed it to him, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
It's a little tribute.
I also heard you were a technical advisor for the movie Pineapple Express.
Yes.
Oh my
What
God.
now? What is it? What does that mean? Technical advisor?
Well, they want to make sure that the grow looks right, the lights look right, and that kind of stuff. But those plants were all plastic.
Yeah.
okay.
Like when I was with weeds, I had to teach them how to trim weed. They actually took these plastic plants, and I had to. Mary Louise Parker had to, show her how to trim plastic weed.
You hang out with
Wow.
James Franco and the actors in the movie.
No, I never got to meet those guys.
At all? Not even meet him once?
No.
That's weird to me.
That's
dude.
weird.
Especially with the
Sometimes.
importance that the
Yeah.
technical advisor was to a movie like that.
Yep.
There's always those guys in like those niche movies, like if you have like a cocaine movie, like they'll bring in some like CIA or FBI guy that worked on like those counter teams and shit. They just want to make sure everything looks and feels right.
That's right. So they actually brought me in for one day, and after they set it up, I said, everything's right. This is how you do this, and this. And had product placement in it, of course. That's what I would always trade that.
So you're talking about for that grow,
The
that
grow.
underground grow.
Right.
It was what were the plants called in it? It was
Pineapple Hawaiian Express.
it was all Pineapple Express. That's
Pineapple
right.
Express. Yeah, that's the name of the movie.
When they went back there at the end, when they were about to get killed, and they were both locked downstairs in the little room.
Yeah, I was there when the guy got caught up and he was hanging into the plants. I was there that day.
Oh, nice.
That's one of my favorite fucking
it's
movies. I
incredible.
thought hurricane season was over. It's
Were
one of my
those
favorite
plants
lines.
plastic?
Yeah. Yeah.
On that one too?
Silk and plastic. Yeah, it was a combination.
Interesting.
And they
They
couldn't.
wouldn't, because it was a dark age. They couldn't legally use real plants.
Yeah.
So they didn't want the liability.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somewhere along the line, then you ended up living a pretty crazy lifestyle.
Yeah. I got sick of running.
What'd you say?
I got sick of running.
Really?
Yeah. I just let them catch me.
And then you just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to throw the most amazing parties I possibly can."
Well, no, I realized that California by far is my largest amount of business that I do globally, actually. And so I realized that the epicenter of cannabis and media is right here. And so I moved here about almost 5 years
He's saying
ago.
used to be I'm selling the shovels in the gold rush.
Yeah.
Because he's selling the
facts.
nutrients, but he's
Yeah.
on the okay side of liability.
Got you. Well, I heard a party got shut down by SWAT.
Oh, yeah, they did.
What happened?
By the way, it's not a real party unless SWAT comes and closes
Fact.
it down.
Is that
I'm just saying
true?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
Oh, yeah, they shut it down 45 minutes early. So that was
Oh, that's not bad. You guys still got
It was
the
so bad. And by the way, no one even complained about that. They just said it was a great party.
You do any work with Dan
Wait, hold on a second.
Bilzerian?
No.
No, not at all.
No,
You don't supply any nutrients for his grows or anything like that?
No, not that I'm
You ever
aware
met
of.
him before?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You ever been to any of his parties?
No.
You should come to one.
All right.
They might get shut down by SWAT occasionally.
Why? But why SWAT? Why not the cops? Like, why? What
I don't
about
know.
your party made SWAT come?
You know, we're trying to
That's
make
a good
point.
question. Let's go down to City Hall and let's find out exactly why.
Yeah, you said it a while ago you were suing LA. Is that still in the process?
I looked at all that and we decided not to.
Okay.
Yeah. We handle it in a
It's a
different
little
situation.
too messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the way.
Anytime
to handle
you-
City, not the
I-
way to handle City
I
Hall.
respect that.
Yeah.
And you've been bankrupt twice.
Yes. Yeah. In my 20s, early 20s. Yeah. Once personally, once in business.
How you come back from that?
You just keep going. You know, they say success is progressive realization of a worthy goal, and that's what it is. That includes failure. Failure is part of moving ahead and being successful. I failed at a bunch of stuff. Not everything goes the way you want it to, as well. You're aware.
Yep.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
Little Earl Nightingale. Was that your jam back in the day?
Oh yeah, listen. Oh yeah, I had my rolling library with cassettes in.
Yeah.
I'd have the whole
There
thing.
we go.
Absolutely, Earl, the greatest secret. Yeah.
Amazing.
And then what's the relationship here? You guys have a podcast together?
We have a podcast together called Business Outlaws. Tell them about it.
Yeah, we met. I don't know. Was it like 12 years ago?
Yeah.
We met in a mastermind, and
Nice.
we were in masterminds, and we became friends. and would hang out a lot. And one, I don't know, was it 3 years ago?
Yeah.
We were in a couple of masterminds where you pay a lot of money to be in them. There was one we paid like $100,000 each to be in.
There we
And
go.
we came back from a meeting and we were like, man, they don't tell us the truth in this. Like, we know that there's more going on than what they're telling us. And we want to have the real conversation. We don't want to talk about the fluff. And we're kind of being, we're just being sold all
What
the
it
time.
really
but
takes to
nobody,
move the needle.
Yeah.
at some point, when can we talk about the real stuff? And so we're like, let's just do a show. We don't care if we monetize it. We're going to try as much as we can to tell the younger generation, like, what if we could go back and tell ourselves when we were 24, how would you approach business and life? And so that's kind of the theme behind it, is being as honest as we can and telling people the truth, not the idealized version of business and how things work. And it transcends business because it's mindset, it's your personal life, your relationships, all, impact that.
Are you the best business fixer in the game? That's what it says
he
here
is.
in my notes.
Absolutely, he is.
Did he fix your business?
Hell yeah! Like 3 times he's helped me. Oh yeah, no, he's a genius.
So what are some key strategies for a successful business?
I mean, that's vague, but I mean,
that's a loaded question.
I mean, we can dive in if you want.
My experience has been fixing car dealerships for commission. So I think the reason why I have the toolbox I have is because I didn't get paid if I didn't fix them, which is most consultants come in and they, throw out ideas, but they're not vested in the outcome. And so I didn't get paid if I didn't get a result. So I have a unique toolbox of moving really fast, changing culture, systems. And I think culture and systems are probably the first ones on the bus, and then people. I think people think that it's people first, but if you put good people in bad systems, you fail. It's all about the system and then putting good people in.
Mike, you were talking about something that had to do with that earlier and your growth. And I think you said, would you say you were taking things slow? Was that what it was? Or
Well, yeah, in the cannabis space, everyone's just burning through cash and no one's making, there's no profitability there. It's just black hole. And so I realized that early on. And so I'm just letting the market churn. The way I describe it is, if you just sit on top of a cliff, you look down in a valley and everyone's at war with each other and 2 or 3 guys are left at the end of that war. I go, hey, come here. Let's do some business together.
Are you self-funded?
Yes. And we're a privately held company too, as well.
Because all that money that those other people are burning is other people's money too, which makes it even fucking worse.
When I do it, I'm burning my own cash. And so I'm real, cognizant of every penny that's spent, as I say, every stutinki, which is a Bulgarian penny, which is about half the value of an American penny.
Do you think, Mike, people are getting shy now because the big money guys coming in have been burned? Are they backing off, or is big money still coming in?
Investment is backing off right now, and they're reassessing the whole situation. And people are going to continue to burn through cash in this industry, and a lot of people are going to be going out of business.
I like that strategy. I think there's a lot of people that come on the scene and they try to have this explosive growth, and to your point, they don't have the systems to back it up, or they haven't created the right culture. And even if they have this insane amount of money, even if they have a great product, they don't have the ability to pull off what even smaller businesses are doing because they don't have the systems and the people or the culture. So I think the way you're thinking about it is amazing.
Is it one thing too that I've kind of noticed, and I wanted to ask Mike this, so I'll ask it here. Like, the thing with dispensaries and the way the laws are set up is these guys that come in with millions of dollars to invest in dispensaries, it's not set up to have that kind of return because it's really more set up to pay taxes, right? You don't have the margins.
Well, yeah. So every time you go into a dispensary, half that price is tax. Probably actually more than that is taxes.
Yeah.
So it's not set up to get a huge return on your investment.
No, because it keeps the black market alive.
And what does it cost right now to get, doesn't it cost some insane amount just to get a dispensary license? What is it? It's upwards of over $1 million?
You can go and apply for it and you can get it for whatever the fee is. But once you have that, that's very valuable. These licenses are going to be somewhere between 4 to 8 million. But now there's about 4 to 5 million. There's the license.
Crazy. And that's here in LA.
Yes.
So imagine when you go to a state that doesn't have the saturation that we have here in LA.
Well, those licenses are even worth even more. Go to Florida, and there's so few licenses there.
Connecticut.
They're worth like 40 million for a license.
Crazy.
I just heard. Yeah.
So look at the amount of money you have to sink in just to play the game. And that's just to get you to the plate. And then from there, who knows what's going to fucking happen.
But it's not set up for you to make a huge return. It's set up to pay taxes. Yeah. And so the thing is when prohibition what ended, you wouldn't buy a liquor store. You would start a brand of whiskey, right? Am I explaining that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everybody's starting liquor stores for huge amounts of money, and what you really want is
Your own
you
strain.
want to start Grey Goose or
Yeah.
yeah.
Your own
And
strategy is
and
wrong.
you better be in for the long haul. This is a long play game. You're not going to make a bunch of money here, like real quick. And you
that's
have
the
all
thing.
these public companies. Their valuations went up, and I was on all the financial shows in New York, and I said, "Listen, that's hyper valuations, and they're going to sink." And sure enough, that's happening right now. It's just that some of the deflation is going on, and it's pretty heavy.
Because they want their money out in 3 to 5 years, and the 3 years has come, and we're on 5, and there's no way they're getting their money out. It's gone.
I watched a lot of those guys Reggae Plus IPO under the Jobs Act. They did that Regulation A Plus offering. A lot of the weed guys have done these non-conventional IPOs too, because can they even do traditional IPOs? Can you do a traditional IPO on the weed side? Like on NASDAQ?
In
Canada, you can do it,
can,
right?
yeah.
Okay. And so that's what a lot of the guys are doing.
Yep.
Well, because it's not federal, right? So you can't.
And then they're doing the CBD.
Right,
then they're
right.
doing CBD on this side because it's
But they
legal.
invest down here, right?
Yeah, they do.
The Canadian IPOs will invest down
Yes,
here.
they do.
Are those your genetics or your strains, or is it somebody?
These I go to I use growers up in Humboldt, and depending we look at all the strains, and based on the strains, we selected out the strains that we want to use, and they grow them for us.
That's a labor of love, is what that is. He spent a lot of time
Picking, smoking,
doing research.
Yeah.
I used to laugh at him.
And
doing
growers,
it.
these are experienced growers that are growing these strains.
You think they have
like
the best-
they're second and third generation families of growers? Yeah.
I think I'm curious to hear from you what the kind of the state of the union is of the cannabis industry. If you could sum it up, federally, statewide, to the person that's not really studied.
You can't. It's in massive flux right now. And that's another thing. You don't know which way these laws are going to go. You got all these people out there CBD crazy and all this. And you see the government right now, FDA, trying to figure out how to regulate it. And they're trying to regulate it for pharma. Here's what I predict: that the states where there's medical marijuana, those states, when it's just medical marijuana alone, you're going to lose your ass, because every one of those medical claims that you want to make, you have to go to the FDA, and you're going to have to spend $50 to $100 million. States that are recreational use, or as what they call adult use now, those are the states where you'll be able to make money. And I would invest in those right now and hold off on just medical states.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is it too late to hop on the cannabis train?
It's never too late. There's all kinds of niches. What sector do you want to get in? Everyone seems to want to
it
get
grow
into the weed.
for plants?
Do you want to make an app? Do you want to do this? A new type of extraction equipment, a new gizmo of some sort that they just have one now. These rubber fingers, they take all the buds off the hemp very quickly.
Wild.
Right. And so there's all this technological advances in equipment that moving forward, I can't even predict what's going to come. I know some of this stuff. They've got spectral analysis now in grows. They'll tell you any kind of deficiency, any kind of disease that the plant has, just by
crazy.
light looking at it. Yeah.
It's like the beginning of like the industrial era.
Technical, technical. Now it's all
but in weed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and from a technical standpoint, it's wild.
I'm fascinated. How many things this plant can be used for?
Oh yeah,
Like-
50,000
This 50,000.
uses.
I thought there was like.
I have a friend right now.
Five or seven or something.
I have a friend, and they won't let him talk about it, but he makes panels out of hemp and plastic for BMW, Mercedes, Bugatti, Lotus, and they won't let him talk about it. But he's been doing that for years.
Yeah. So is hemp still federally illegal, or is
It's federally legal.
It's federally
it's a Farm
legal.
Act here. Yeah,
how long has that been legal for?
just since Trump did it about 6 months ago.
Wow.
7 months ago.
So hemp was illegal.
Well, technically, yeah.
How long was hemp illegal for in the U.S.?
Well, 1937 it became illegal because of cotton.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the cotton
sulfuric
industry.
acid.
Did
Yeah.
you guys know that the first 2 drafts of the Constitution were written on hemp paper?
That's correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And George Washington grew hemp.
And then it was just outlawed.
And in fact, in states like Virginia, it was against the law if you didn't grow hemp. You got fined as a farmer.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, up until like the 1800s, like
little
I think it was like
backwards.
90 or 80 to 90% of all paper was hemp paper.
And pharmacies had medicine with cannabis in it. You could go and buy it.
So what happened? What happened?
It happened. It happened. Big business came in. DuPont in
Always the
general
case, yeah.
had the cotton industry wrapped up, and they had sulfuric acid, and they didn't have a product to break down the hemp or the technology all the infrastructure was in there for cotton, and so they passed laws. Yeah.
What do you feel? What do you think
Lobbyists.
about? Yeah, always, dude.
Yeah.
What do you feel? What are your thoughts on CBD? I think you mentioned before that you were headed there, right? Are you talking about that?
I'm coming with a CBD line. Yeah, sure.
Do you? So obviously you're a believer. Do you think there needs to be a THC component to activate CBD?
I think it's better for pain relief.
Yeah.
I like 2 parts THC to 1 part CBD.
2 to 1.
That works really, really well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't tolerate THC incredibly well, to be honest with you. So I've been doing
in what form? Because it matters if you smoke it or eat it, because you're talking different enzyme systems in your body.
Especially edible.
Okay.
Especially edible.
So some people have a genetic. They're missing a certain gene.
Yep.
It's a CYP gene. I don't have the number off the top of my head. And if you don't have that, you are not going to feel good when you have an edible. In fact, you can get violently ill. Mm-hmm. And so genetics will come into play as well. But smoking, then, you don't want to eat it. You want to and smoke
burn.
it.
Yeah, I can smoke, but when I take edibles, I kind of end up on the moon.
I was going to ask you, why is it that when I smoke, I can 99% of the time handle my shit, but when I eat an edible, I'll be high for 3 days in a row.
Okay, let me explain
unable to move.
Okay, so because when you eat it, you're converting it to a different form of THC. It's called 11-hydroxy delta 9, THC.
Of course.
And so that is 10 times more classic, yeah. And that's 10 times more potent than normal THC.
Oh.
And so you're getting really high. And a way to look at it is it's almost like an analog of THC, but it's not. It's naturally occurring. It has to go through your liver.
Wait, no one fucking told me this
in school.
No one told me that edibles
about
are
Delta 9.
10 times more.
On my IG, I explain all that. Big Mike on
Follow
Instagram.
at Big Mike.
I'm here. I'm scrolling. Look at that. Hemp is the strongest natural fiber in the world.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's 50,000 benefits. So we're more of an educational thing.
Amazing. We love that.
Is this why you have 2.6 million followers?
7.
2.7?
Yeah.
I think I have bad news for you.
Oh, you might have got because Instagram's been pulling. They've been pulling old accounts, man.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, over the last few days.
Right.
I got screwed too. I dropped like 100,000.
It's all right.
Yeah.
The edibles, I think a lot of people, the first way they find out that the edibles are 10 times stronger is they take a little family vacation down there to Amsterdam. Remember when they used to have all those problems with the space cakes there, and the people would come over and they'd be like, "Oh, I could eat a
some of
fucking
those space
brownie,
cakes
dude."
had psilocybin in them.
Oh, facts,
wow.
because psilocybin's legal in Amsterdam
And
and
it
is
is?
now
Yeah.
decriminalized here in Denver. Now I know your thoughts on marijuana, but what are your thoughts on psilocybin?
Listen, I get hit up with that all the time, and I'm not a psilocybin expert. I'm a cannabis expert.
Are you a psilocybin cosmonaut, explorer?
Well, I have a couple of times. Yeah, I've taken it twice, but very, very micro doses.
What are your thoughts?
Now, I want to do ayahuasca.
That's a send. That's what we call a full send here.
Have you done it?
I've not, but there's some in the.
Nah,
Actually,
bro,
we've
nah.
probably got one that's not filming right now because he's probably doing ayahuasca right now. To be quite honest with you.
Oh yeah.
It's like a daily thing.
No.
I had some guy says, he said, "Big Mike, I want to take you to Peru. We're going to go in the jungle, and for 3 days we're going to go through this ceremony." He goes, "Now listen, the first day, you're going to throw up and stuff, and it won't be that pleasant. But by the second or third day," he goes, "you'll be throwing up and you'll be rolling in the dirt, and you're not going to care, and you're going to. That's where the magic happens." I'm going, Jesus, I don't want to go all the way to Peru and roll around in the dirt in the jungle and throw up on myself.
I could pay the Peru guy to come up here and do it for us.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what would happen.
Supposedly,
Yeah.
though, that's like a massive side effect of the ayahuasca is just a constant.
You purge.
on the first day or two.
I think after you take it.
But if you don't eat meat for a couple of weeks and salt, doesn't it make it easier?
Yeah, if you eat a really strict diet, it alleviates it.
And there's even one level higher than that. I've always
DMT.
DMT.
Yeah, or
found
peyote.
The peyote and the. Have you seen the? I watched a Vice special on this frog venom.
Oh, listen,
Crazy
okay, so
down in Mexico.
So we actually
Mike Tyson was telling us about
we
that.
had a ceremony and he was there for it, but I had to take some tests, and so I wasn't able to do this ayahuasca thing. But okay, ayahuasca is female energy, and the toad is the masculine energy.
Yes.
And they say you should only do the toad or frog, whatever it is, one time. Maybe you can get away with 2 times, but 1 time is all you need to do it.
And
What, you get too manly?
I don't know.
I was watching this
like yours.
I was watching this special on Vice, and the dude, I guess you're supposed to smoke it. They create like a smokable compound.
Oh yeah,
out
no,
of it.
you absolutely can. A vaporizer.
A vaporizer.
Oh, yeah,
and I watched him doing it with the natives down there in it might have been in Chihuahua, Mexico or something like that. And he was on this beach, and he said he was fucking beamed into some wormhole for like I believe it's a short experience, right? DMT is a short experience,
They
right?
say unless you let go. If you hold on, you stay there for a long time because you're kind of basically dying. That's how people experience.
Isn't DMT the
Insanity.
chemical that is supposedly released once
Before
when
you
you
die.
once when you're
die.
born and once
Yes.
when you die?
Yes.
It's in you.
Yeah.
And then if you do this ceremony or whatever, this ritual, you can get it again in midlife.
And then what everybody says is we're all one. That's what they'll come
we're
back.
all-
Every single
Come
one.
on, tell me more.
I watched this guy talk to this wooden horse I had for 3 hours. He talked to him. I go, what were you talking? He goes, I was communicating. I said, but that's not a living object. I mean, I thought all living things are connected. He goes, oh no, Dad, everything. It's all connected.
I think that's
everyone had this about the same story.
I think that's what's amazing about plants, versus opiates. And we're in this time in which opiates are legal. You can go get
I mean,
all of
technically
these,
opiates are plants too, sadly.
right? But I mean, they're manufactured, and I think when you look at the power of plants and what they can do, they can tap you into these states of consciousness, and yet we're shunning them as a public when for so many years they've done
in history,
so
people
much.
were doing it.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course.
Before a bunch of laws came.
What?
There's
in
a
the
UFO
fuck
here, bro.
is that?
They're like, eat the plants, kids.
Did that came from outside?
That was
That's a sign, Mike. We got to
shit.
do ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca right now. Bring it in.
Bring
Bring the
ayahuasca.
shamans. Yeah, send the shamans in,
Smoking
please.
some more now. Hearing shit.
I
Load
need
it up.
I need some advice, Big Mike.
Uh-oh.
I'll let you take those puffs there, but do you have any advice if you have a super bad high? Because like I had one once.
Yeah, there's a product called Antidote out there, and it's made to take you down. So what you want to do is peppercorns, sugar, real sugar, and caffeine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just a battle
and
THC.
CBD, because you want the CBD competes with the THC receptor sites.
What do you do with the peppercorns? You just eat them?
Yeah, you chew it up and put on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Just if you're high.
And this combats just THC rises.
Because it has a terpenoid in it called myrcene, and myrcene will help modulate your high.
You're saying
So
there's a flawed product that's
No,
in
there's a
marijuana?
product. Yeah, there's a product called Antidote,
Okay.
and a friend of mine makes that product, and it's a great product. You take that, and because it's got a
Oh,
really,
I see,
it's got
I
a
see,
really
okay.
great delivery system in it, and so within 10 minutes you're pretty well straight.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I had passed out once
Yeah,
because I was in Denver smoking that good Colorado Kush.
yeah, sure.
And I headbutted the floor. My friend Mike tried to
That's-
catch me, but I headbutted the floor. And I was
He's a
just
heavy guy.
I was just confused because I thought weed was supposed to relax you and calm you down. And meanwhile, I got like kind of paranoid and just like
Depends on the weed. Yeah.
dipped on life.
Yeah.
Is that because the receptors in your brain? Because I've saw some of your content.
You have CB1 receptors and CB2 receptors. CB1 receptors are mainly in the brain, and CB2 receptors are mainly in the body.
Okay.
Yeah, and so one protects the neural network, and one boosts the immune system.
So some strains are designed better genetically for certain people, like each.
Yeah,
person?
absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
100%.
So you think he just got into some
Probably
some
a
scary kush.
sativa. I mean, I was with him. There was a lot of other factors involved. We had like it was like a long trip. There was like a lot of other things going on. Lack of drinking enough water.
Sure.
Flat Earth.
Yeah, flat Earth. We were at
You're not going to
we were
die.
at a flat Earth convention, Mike. Boys, we're at a flat fucking.
And
Earth
what did you
convention.
figure?
How do we feel about that now?
Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you guys. We infiltrated their community.
right.
We went
Did
deep.
you flip them or did you just
Hell
go
no.
with it?
Hell no.
Keep believing?
We went deep cover.
Yeah.
He went under the guys that he was on the fence. I went under the guys that I had seen my best friend once fall off the side
No
of
way.
the flat earth.
Really?
And so that is what had turned me into a believer. And so they gave us media passes. They let him go on stage. He did a mic drop, said he had come out of the flat earth closet. Crazy.
I think
And
what happened
we're-
with Logan
we're-
is
we're-
that he
see
was
the show.
he's on the fringe. All right, like he was stressed out from the day. He smoked a little bit and he almost converted.
Well,
He
that's
almost
a lot
lost
of
it.
pressure.
You're not going to die. You have to smoke 10,000 pounds of weed in a 10-minute period to have a lethal dose.
Challenge accepted.
Next
There's
question.
anyone that could do it. It
get
could
started.
be me. Nah, but it's like thank God my friend was there. Because if he wasn't, I literally just would have passed out for God knows how long till I'm able to function again.
Well, okay. Was this from Mac?
Oh, what's that? What's
This
that?
is my
That looks
this
like a
is my
crack
lemon haze, but he gave it to you in a crack pipe, and I'm not quite sure why. But I don't know if
Yeah,
what's that?
single hitter.
That's paraphernalia.
Yeah, I mean nothing like a little crack on a what day is it? Thursday.
That's not. It's just a little.
It's a
little
one. It's a
one-hitter.
one-y. It's a oneser.
You know what? Haze is one of my favorite strains.
There we go. Judge Mike's Kush.
So this
But
is
why'd
what
you-
this is what you grew?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know the Mendo's better. I'm gonna give him some of the Mendo after. Try that first. I'll pull you out some of this Mendo, Beth.
All right.
I want to talk more about the psychedelics, dude. That's a fun topic.
Mike and I have chickened out. We've talked a big game, but we chicken out every time.
Let's see what we got.
What?
He had a shaman in his house do it for a bunch of people, and we are going to do it, and we chickened out.
Well, no,
it was
I
a
had
funny
medical tests I
story
had to
too.
do. Oh,
Mike, stick that in there. That's the Mendo. stick that.
Get that on
3.5
camera,
gram
sticking
bud
that
onto the
on
fucking.
First off, what are you going to give us out of a scale of 1 to 10 on that first?
It was cured correctly. It's nice and
That's
smooth,
all
has a
I
good
want to
finish
hear.
it, yeah.
That's the hardest part of the process. It was in canning jars for 4 weeks. I took the curing very, very seriously. The Mendo people though. They like the Mendo.
Do you guys ever look at like we're on a podcast in America and be like, holy shit, this is actually happening? Like, is it sometimes still feel like a dream?
Not so much anymore, but in the beginning. But I can remember my brother and I were during the dark ages. We were trimming weed, and I think it was 97. I looked at him and I go, hey, this isn't always going to be legal. One day we're going to be legal with this stuff, and we won't have to hide and do all this stuff.
Damn.
It was okay, great. Keep going.
You knew?
And yeah, I had that feeling because Prop 215 had come out here, and so then Canada was talking about legalizing it federally, and they did, and so I said, well, it's just a matter of time. The genie's out of the bottle. The door's has been open, and I saw the medical marijuana community and how passionate they were, and advocates, and how organized they were, and it was pretty obvious.
So you've smoked Mike's weed. I want to know, as someone who doesn't smoke weed that often, how do you measure the quality of weed? Because like someone will hand me a.
Well, you sit back and you just feel it. You smoke it, you taste it, smell it, smoke it.
How do you cleanse your palate, though? You know how with food or wine you cleanse your palate? When you're high, doesn't it?
Okay, so what you're looking for is something else to cut through the high that you already have, because
Cool
then you know
Ranch
that's
Doritos.
Is that what that might work though? What is it sugar? Like how do you come back to earth after you, like say you're at Cannabis Cup,
right,
and you're walking around and you're trying to.
It's actually kind of tough there, and really what you're looking for is something to take you in a different direction or cut through where you're already at. Yeah.
So you switch maybe sativa
and you
indica,
feel
hybrid.
it, how it tastes, and what it
But
looks
don't
like.
the highs kind of stack on each other?
Oh yeah.
How do you stay in such good shape? 13% body fat and avoid getting the munchies.
Well, I don't smoke all day. I smoke in the evening to mostly go to sleep, and to also think about. Look, I made hundreds of millions of dollars high. No.
And we've got an opener for the show.
Yes. There we go.
Fantastic.
Because it puts my brain in a different state, and I look at during a business day. I look at life one way and everything, and then in the evening I go back and I start thinking about my day, and I process through it. But I do it when I'm medicated.
But by the way, that's
and I have a little post-it note things all in my house, and I write shit down. And used to every once in a while, I get a clunker or two ideas. Now my subconscious just pumps out really great ideas, like they're moneymakers.
And you write them all down.
Oh yeah. So
no
make
pads
sure
on
I don't
your
forget. So the next thing, I've done it on the phone too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked out high?
I don't like it. It's too distracting for me. For me, I do better. But what I do, yoga, stretching.
yeah.
Well, I'm not a big yoga guy, but I had the yoga
do
people
that,
over. And by the way, I saw in the show you know Andrew Seeley. He was your yoga guy.
Yeah.
Andrew, we had him on our show
Absolutely,
too.
yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And so I like when I'm high to do my stretching, because the pain actually feels good.
Interesting.
Amazing.
I'm a pretty flexible guy.
We box.
Yeah, I
too.
saw that. I saw you did the splits.
The splits. Ooh, that's gonna be a sick TikTok. I'll bring it back.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, hell
You
yeah.
need to.
Yeah, we never mind.
You find the creativity is the thing you like most from it, and that kind of automatically or like organically brings me back to there's actually a lot of people up in Silicon Valley right now that are micro dosing either LSD or psilocybin to get to that creative place. Or by the way, what you mentioned, which is the main output of any trip I've ever been on or any trip I've ever seen anyone go on, which is that connectivity. You know what I'm saying? I'm so connected to everything. Yeah.
They make vape pens that are DMT vape pens now that are out there.
I knew about this.
No,
What the fuck?
I had a
2 minute, like a 2 minute ride, 3 minute ride.
I had
It's
a
so
girl
shy.
accidentally, or she brought it to a party and she had accidentally smoked it, and she was on DMT at the party, and it wasn't great.
No,
that's not something.
That's a little whack. That's a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
wacky, dude.
A
I'd like to
DMT
see.
vape pen. Yeah, where's the point where we're like, all right, we can't have. Yeah,
That's the point. You've reached it. I'd like to see psilocybin continue to kind of pop in, dude. Like I think it's a clean and healthy and pretty safe drug. And like I said, I know Denver and Colorado's
yeah.
decriminalized.
Yeah, Oakland. You know what's like gonna end up leading the charge? I think is veterans. Like they're finding that.
PTSD.
Oh, they are. They are. Yeah,
PTSD is being treated with psilocybin, and that's really like I think where they're gonna find.
I think there's
biggest
the
strides.
approval came out for psilocybin for veterans to use it.
Yep,
Amazing.
exactly.
Amazing.
Doesn't it also help people quit heroin and smoking?
That's another. Yeah,
and all
that's
that?
another
Yeah, it
thing I
does.
wanted to bring up too. I'm really passionate about the opiate epidemic in the country, and have
out of
lost
control.
a lot of friends, and almost lost myself to it. And so I'm curious what you think. I'm sure you see a positive impact from THC or CBD
Yeah.
or some mixture on people that are suffering through withdrawals or people that are in early recovery. What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, I can tell you, every surgery I've had over the last 7 years, they give me the Oxycontin, and I just throw it away. They give me Percocets for my tooth surgery. And they go, well, what are you going to do? I said, just cannabis. And then they see how I manage my pain, and they all ask me all kinds of questions afterwards. So for really intense pain, there should be some kind of painkiller, but there should be a combination where you're using that and cannabis, and then eventually you just shift over to just cannabis. I don't even touch this stuff, and I don't have a problem. It kills my pain.
Yeah.
I've had a decent amount of surgeries in my life, and I'll throw away the painkillers.
Good.
They scare me. Like
They scare the shit out of me,
They
too.
terrify me. I don't want
I
to.
can imagine. I have to now. I can't have a narcotic for the rest of my life. And so the last surgery I had a full ventral hernia repair surgery. They had to cut my entire stomach open from here to here. They had to put a piece of mesh in to the muscle, suture the muscle closed because I had a splenectomy when I was younger. And I remember going into the operating room, and they're like, all right, we're going to give you your anesthesia. I'm like, I can't have narcotics. So like whatever you give me has to be or I think they couldn't do it, the anesthesia without narcotics, because it has to be for some reason to get you to go to sleep. But when I woke up, they're like, yo, I just want to let you know, this is a painful fucking surgery. We're cutting your abdomen right down the middle. We're going into your like muscle cavity. And like you should definitely think about using painkillers. I'm like, I can't. No matter how bad I want to take painkillers, how bad the pain is, like I've made it through like a couple recently where
Damn, that
I
sucks,
needed them
bro.
bad, bro, but I can't.
Well,
I'll never be able to do it ever
It's
again.
wild how there's deaths that are like I've had a really good friend that I lost at a young age to painkillers. Like he just ended up taking a bunch right before he's going to go into rehab and OD'd. And cannabis, there's no reported deaths from actually consumption.
Has there been
No. You, like I said, you do 10,000 pounds in 10 minutes. You got to consume.
Is that close to accurate? Is
Yeah,
it?
I mean that to
It
me is enough
it's an
evidence.
insane number.
you know?
No, it is. Yeah.
No, yeah, I heard this in high school when my boys and I didn't smoke in high school, but my boys liked it, and we'd have to like hide out in the basement. We'd talk about the myths of weed, and
Because when you're with your boys, you're like, dude, I feel like I could die, and you're like, no, bro, you're good.
You're fine. trust
especially
me.
when you start coughing. When you start
Yeah,
coughing,
oh yeah.
I've had times where I start coughing, and I was positive. I was going out.
If you could die from weed, Wiz Khalifa would be dead, 100%.
Snoop Dogg
gone.
Do you think there's a way? Now, I want to mentally or like right here formulate the idea, the concept behind getting 10,000 pounds of weed into someone's lung in a single shot. All right.
Yeah,
so here's
it's
how.
impossible.
Here's how I imagine it. We take one of your massive grows, a 1,000 lighter.
Sure.
9,000 plants. All right. Maybe that's about enough weed. Call it right. So yeah, about a pound. Call it a pound of plant. You got 9,000 plants.
Yeah, about 3 to 4 pounds of light. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now you find a way to funnel the top of the building into a small space, set up some sort of hydraulic vacuum underneath it. You throw a napalm into the middle of it. You burn the building down, but it all captures inside this funnel. Now you push the button on this hydraulic vacuum inhaler that I just came up with a name for, and you put someone's mouth over a little tube at the very top of it, and it goes. That's the sound, by the way. And they get 10,000 pounds of marijuana in their fucking lungs at 1 second and immediately
And they just explode.
fucking die and DMT overload into the next dimension. Totally connected to every living thing, bro.
Can I be honest with you? As the host of this podcast, I cannot believe I let you talk that long.
Are you saying it's not possible?
I don't know. I mean,
you could just punch him.
No,
I
don't
won't
do
I
that.
won't do
Okay,
it.
no,
I won't do it.
I don't think you should either.
I mean, it's worth a try, you know? Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to, because otherwise we have an unproven fact. I mean, think about it. All we got is theory. Somebody's got to fucking
It's a
do
myth.
it.
Someone's got to try to take your
Must be
ribs.
11,000.
Mythbusters, if you're watching
Logan,
this, dude.
Are you going to fight KSI again?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I'm down.
That's amazing that you filled that stadium. I was like, that was impressive. That's
insane.
so goddamn
It's insane.
impressive.
It goes to
what was it like to be out there and you know, here you are and there's all those people and now you're fighting.
It's very interesting. The last time the professional fight, it felt like a movie. I think it had to do something with the day. Like I just didn't feel like I was. It was one of 2 days in my life where I did not feel like I was present. My life was happening. I couldn't control it, and it was just
Like out of body?
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. And I have no idea why. The amateur fight in Manchester, I think there was actually more people in that arena, and that one I felt grounded and present, which was weird.
Really?
I don't know why. I wasn't like nervous or anything. It just felt like I was watching my life occur, and it wasn't great actually. I think that probably contributed to the outcome in a weird way. Like I felt,
Would you change that day or how you prepare mentally if you had to do it again?
I would.
What would you do different?
Smoke a giant blunt.
I'd fight.
We can help there.
Smoke a
Would you
smoke a
do?
massive
Could you
blunt.
try that? Would you? What would happen if you smoked a giant?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Because you'd be slowed down, right?
Probably.
Yeah, because Chris and I box. We train.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah.
We brought you a gift, actually.
Yeah, we did.
Can you answer the question first? and then we'll show you?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the question.
What would you do different?
I'm a strategic fighter, and
very good.
I'm a strategic athlete. I calculate everything before I make my move. And boxing is a sport where you have to sort of summon the animal in you, right? You're fighting, so you have to beat someone up and make them quit via your fists. However, I had that fight mentality, and it took it a little too far. And I ended up fighting dirty. I was just like, yo, let me swing whenever I possibly can. And that's what happened. Like, he went to the ground, and I gave him a little love tap, because in my mind, I'm like, a boxer, fight, be an animal. You know, I'm here to neutralize this fucking kid. So he went to the ground, and honestly, this is why I think I'll be better in MMA, because there's less rules, and I'm not good with rules, if you can't tell.
Have you heard of this thing called CTE?
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful. You're a smart kid.
Yeah.
Why?
Like really, really, really be careful with your
upside
your brain, because down the road is when it happens. Yeah.
I agree.
Do you think though, by the time that I would potentially get CTE, there'd be some sort of cure for it?
No, that's brain
Guys,
damage.
come on.
No,
Guys,
absolutely
come on.
not. No.
Have you ever
You
seen
don't
what
think
a human
technology
brain?
would-
Like
have
I
you
can
ever
give you weed to help with that, but that'll help protect your neural network.
What if
a
I already
little bit,
have
but
it?
don't
What
do
if it's already too late for me?
Here's the deeper thing. On a
you don't want to make it worse?
on a different
Facts.
note, with CTE, it's the family that you have that is the most affected. Like, you see a lot of these boxers or fighters.
Whoa! That's from Mike and I. So our buddy,
These are high quality gloves.
that's the
shit.
Winnings.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
dude.
our,
The
our
best
buddy
in the
Matt,
business. Best in the business.
Matt Biamonte set that up for us, but he's our coach, and we wanted to bring you a little
Amazing.
gift.
He's friends with Milton. Wasn't Milton in
Yeah,
your
of
corner?
course. Yeah.
He knows him.
Awesome. Thank you, boys. 16-ounce gloves. I will be training in these. Heck yeah.
And the white's pretty dope.
I love fighting with white.
We just saw Rogan. You been on his show?
No,
you
I have
haven't.
not. No, I wanna get
what
on it.
the fuck?
You absolutely should.
You
I
should
can't
be
believe
on
that.
it. We saw him down in Hawaii. We were down in Maui for a couple days recently. We saw Joe, and he came back, and he had Brendan Shaw, the other the fighter. What's his podcast?
Fighter
called?
and the Kid?
Fighter and the Kid, on his show the other day. They're on together all the time, and Brendan was talking about why Logan should same kind of thing as you guys, basically. Like, why would you do it? You know what I'm saying? He was like, the kid's got $1 gazillion.
Yeah.
He knows he's good at making video content. He knows what he's doing in life, and he was a good fighter, but at the same time, like, it's a risk versus reward situation, like you guys are putting out there. Like, is it worth it to risk the brain damage, for momentary glory, or, by the way, even worse, momentary not glory? Like, imagine getting brain damage and then not winning.
I also
That
would
sucks.
contend that you've done the hardest part and learned the biggest lesson. Getting in the ring like you have, that not too many people can do that. Boxing, I don't know, it's probably like stand-up comedy. Like, there aren't too many things where it's just you.
Yeah.
And it's only you, and you have to face whatever it is in your head. You've done that.
Yeah.
And so now what do you want to be a pro boxer?
No, I'll tell you. I have a problem ending on a loss.
Oh, I get that. So one more.
I know that story.
I'll do.
So just win next time.
Yeah.
Would you call it?
you
Would
look
you call
good.
it before you go in? Like, this is gonna be my only last MMA fight, because that's where I just know you, bro. You got that. You're not gonna stop.
How big is the fucking bag, bro? Hey, we got a segment.
Let's do a segment.
It's a game. It's called Big Mike or Hey Big Mike. So we're gonna name some facts about these guys, and we're gonna bring in Chef Katie actually to be the
Oh
contestant.
my God.
Wow,
That's our chef, Chef Katie.
Oh, very good. Hey, Chef Katie, how you
welcome,
doing?
Chef
We
Katie.
try to pick a neutral party.
Most important person at this house. Don't get me wrong. Hey,
You're a little low.
Here.
Hey,
Let's bring her over here.
come on in.
So, Chef Katie, your job is going to be to decipher if it relates to Big Mike or Hey Big Mike. The winner wins my admiration and respect.
And a blunt.
And a blunt. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to put some pillows? Okay.
I do that for Grandma Jane sometimes too. Why? Now you're.
I feel like I'm 12.
No, I don't like any of this. She's gonna take a Spencer style fall. I see it already.
People love that fall, by the way.
Dude, it was the fall
How you
fall
feeling,
heard
by
around
the
the
way?
world.
How's your knee?
Knee's good, dude. I ran 8 miles this morning. I'm chilling.
Nice.
Yep.
That's a bit much. That's a bit far, yeah?
Yeah, you got some sort of problem.
No, that's actually not that far.
Okay, no
man.
problem. No problem. All right, Chef Katie, you ready?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Is this?
Yeah, we
you
got
gotta
you.
speak right into this. Is Riley Reed's mic? Just
Okay.
talk. Just get real close.
That's fine. I like her.
Yep.
This
smell it.
mic is no longer allowed in Canada.
Ooh. I want to go. Wait, what am I saying? Hey, Big Mike or just Big Mike?
Yeah, or you can point if it gets confusing.
Well, I actually don't know which.
This is
Okay.
Big Mike.
Hey. All right. Hey.
Which one of these guys?
That's
All
Hey
right.
Big Mike. I'm just Big
I'm gonna go with Mike.
This mic.
This Mike.
Mike. You would be correct.
You're correct.
It's the only country in the world that will not allow me in there.
Hold on. Wait.
Okay, you gotta say it on brand. Big Mike.
I'm not allowed in Canada either.
I was gonna say.
Wait,
I
I
think-
No, both of those, right?
Oh, hey, it's a draw. There you
I
go.
can't, bro. They are currently not letting.
Can I say
People like-
both? Is that?
Yeah, I
is
can't
that
go to
an
Canada.
option?
I'd love
Apparently
to.
so.
We start
What do you
writing
have?
that
Do you
as
have
an option.
something on your record?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they won't let you.
Yeah,
in.
they don't like me at all.
Why
dude.
can't you go to Canada?
They actually kidnapped me and took me over the border. They couldn't.
They dropped them off at the border.
Yeah.
What?
The Americans. Yeah, it's true. It's in the book.
But why would
Bring
you?
it up.
Why would you not be allowed to go in there?
Well, I grew a lot of cannabis. Now, I was never found guilty. They stayed the charges. However, I am also the largest forfeiture return in that country's history. And so I'm not really popular.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, welcome to America.
But I don't hold any grudges against Canada.
Let me-
I've
let
got
me-
office and production up there.
Mike, let me tell you something really quick. You want to make a badass piece of content? Big Mike and Big Mike go to Canada. We'll pop on epic fucking proportions. I'll have a setup by the Nelk boys. They have they're basically the presidents of that country. They'll get us in.
I can get you in. That's not a problem for you and I getting into that country. We can get out of that too.
Where would we go? Where would we
that's
go?
another
Vancouver?
story.
I don't
another
like
day.
any of this, guys. I
Let's
don't get it.
talk at. Let's talk at. Let's talk at.
And we're not
All
going
right.
to do it.
This Mike is dating a porn star.
Oh, these are tough. Okay, I'm gonna go with Hey Big Mike. But can I say both? I don't know you, but I want to go with both.
If you want to say both, yeah, I guess.
No, what? All right.
Final answer,
I'm gonna go-
both.
Hey Big Mike.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm
but
I'm
he's
a married man.
Oh, you're not to a porn star.
No.
She never was like on some
Never.
Kanye type shit.
Never.
But also, Mike's not really like dating or.
Thank you. I'm not. I'm fond of multiple porn stars. Even fonder of multiple porn stars at the same time, if possible. But like this, I'm not dating a porn star or dating anyone for that matter.
Yet.
This Mike
Facts.
once spent $10,000 for $200 of weed.
I'm gonna go with that Mike.
You'd be correct. There's $100 a week. Yeah.
100. Why did you do that?
Well, okay, so I was down there in French Polynesia, Tahiti, and I was on this island, and private island, and there was no weed, and so I knew there was weed in Bora Bora because I'd been there before, and I knew the people, so I just had a helicopter come in, fly me over to Bora Bora, and then I got the weed, and got back in, and that was it.
$10,000 for that.
Was it good? Was it good or swag or what?
No, but look at it was actually it was it like in sometimes you get weed and it's all brown and shitty and moldy. This was actually green weed, and so it was good. Yeah, it was really
we
good.
go.
Good boring weed.
Yeah.
You got them all right so
And by
far,
the way,
right?
they grow with advanced nutrients.
All right, this mic only has a high school diploma.
Hold on.
These are really hard questions.
Yeah, 'cause,
hard.
These
I
are
mean,
re-
you could be one credit away. I don't know. I feel like
Go ahead, go show it.
that might.
I've had 1 year of college.
I do. I have a degree, bro.
Yeah.
In
I know.
what?
I still can't believe that.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
This is if you're watching this, and I feel bad if I'm defaming your name, but I have the most useless degree in the entire world. I have an associate's degree in liberal arts. It does absolutely fucking
I say
nothing.
liberal
I can
arts,
beat
yeah.
you. I have a bachelor's in psychology.
No, but
Wait a minute. That's useful.
So-
That's
and not for
extremely
you.
You got a
useful.
master's.
oh.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
with
but
that?
still, I'm telling you, an associate's degree, a 2-year associate's degree from a community fucking college in liberal arts, which has no application whatsoever. Am I liberal? Am I an artist?
What's
I
your
don't even know what
socials?
it means, bro. I never even picked up. Here's how useless it is. I never even picked up the degree. They're literally still holding it at the fucking office at Gateway Community College in New Haven, Connecticut. You have my fucking degree. You can throw it out because I don't want it.
This mic has his own strand of marijuana.
Oh come on. This is so hard. Okay, I'm gonna go with that mic.
Named after
Mike.
me? No, there's no Big Mike. stand.
You said named after you?
Yeah.
That's it
Has
right
his own
there.
strand.
This is it.
It's called Mike's Hard
I
Lemon
have
Haze.
a brand,
Yeah, facts.
but not a strain.
Yeah, that's pretty
There we
good,
go.
Chef Katie.
Way to be, Chef Katie.
Excellent. Very good.
You, we're gonna get you some weed.
Apricot chicken with
What's that?
roast. Oh, right. Baked apricot chicken with roasted butternut squash and basmati rice.
There we go.
Oh,
That's
healthy.
that's what's lunch.
Yeah, healthy, good stuff. Okay.
Chef Katie, do you
Thank you,
need
Chef Katie.
Thank you,
any
Chef Katie.
goods? No.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Let's get her the sensual energy one that makes her want to just go
there
out.
we go.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, maybe just take that after hours, please, just to be safe. Chef Katie.
I was gonna ask her if she had enough food for Mike's crew, but I remembered he brings a standing fucking army with him to the podcast. He's got a crew of 57 people with him. By the way, largest entourage we've ever had on the show. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Really?
Congra-
Yeah.
Yes.
That didn't feel that doesn't feel large.
We got
Entourage.
three CIA agents dressed in black suits. We got a videographer with the Big Mike shirt. We've got a
Yeah.
lovely young lady. I'm not sure what she does. Another dope dude. Like he's
You got a
what,
squad.
10 people. Or
What's
something
up with
like that?
the security?
Yeah, I've had security for years.
Two at all times?
I usually don't give the number out.
He won't. He
at
looked.
times, but
He
I-
looked
I'm
over,
proud.
dude.
I went to-
globally. There is always someone on.
Wait, so like you did today, you usually have 50 security guards with you,
That's
like
right.
you do right
That's
now
right.
in this
And if-
house,
and-
armed with AK-4. No,
and depending on circumstances, I obviously use more.
I went to shake his hand and he gave me a fist bump.
I'm sure there's a strategy in that. He probably
Yeah.
thought you would pull some sort of Krav
Of course,
Maga
of course.
and
Yeah.
break his arm.
I look threatening.
Or
you
by
know,
the way,
that's
maybe he
what I'm
just sunned him. He's like, yo, let me make sure this kid doesn't think he's gonna pull any shit.
or
on my
he's a
boy.
germaphobe. Hey, which one of
True.
those is true?
Is it germs?
No, they don't speak.
This is
No, he
amazing,
sat
dude.
down.
You have,
He's
you have
gonna kill
professional
us.
security, dude. Amazing.
All right, I want to go to the audio only. It's like this, but it's audio only.
That sucks.
So, Big Mike and Chris, thank you guys for coming on Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, anytime.
Of course, where can they find you on social media?
You can find just on Instagram. Just look up Big Mike, and of course you can go to Advanced Nutrients as well.
Great.
Yeah.
And Chris?
Chris Bulldog Collins on Instagram.
Very
Ooh, I
cool.
like
very
that.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, I don't just say it to say it. It's the #1 podcast in the world.
Yep.
Hit that subscribe button. We love you. Thank you for listening. We're going to do audio only right now. Exclusive question and answer on Spotify and iTunes. And by the way, thanks for everyone who listens to our podcast on Spotify and iTunes. We saw a fan today listen to 10,000 hours.
Oh my god.
10,000 minutes, which is
I made that
176
up.
Do you have her
hours.
name? Do you have her name? Are you able to pull it up?
I
quickly?
do. I
Maybe-
do.
Maybe we say it in the
Yeah,
audio.
We'll say it in the audio only.
All right, great. We love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.
I know in India there's a drink called a bang, Bang, they call it, and it's
Bang
Energy.
Bang,
Oh, follow the CEO.
and then they crush it up and then with goat's milk and some other stuff, and
So
they drink it. And,
You're
and it
saying
gets
the
you high.
Egyptians promoted Bang Energy? I mean that this.
So it's like
I'm mind blown.
BHANG.
I wonder what those brand deals look like
That's
back
marketing,
then.
bro.
They call it Bang. Yeah.
You go
We'll give
into
you a scythe.
2 rocks.
a juice place 500 years ago, and it wasn't kale or whatever. It's cannabis.
Yeah.